This Saturday, we're going to have the U20 World Team Trials going down live on FloWrestling, taking place in Geneva, Ohio. And a lot of the talk, a lot of the discussion has been about the 65 kilogram weight class. Let me give you the structure here, and then we'll dive into the particulars of this tournament and this field and what makes it so special. Now, starting in the finals already is Luke Stanich. He has the benefit, since he won nationals at the US Open. Winning the Open puts you in the finals. Now, this is a huge advantage for this tournament because the entire mini bracket takes place the same day as the 2 out of 3. So Luke Stanich will get to sit and wait for the winner of a very difficult bracket. Now, who all is in that bracket awaiting or potentially trying to get to Luke Stanich? Well, you've got Bo Bassett, you've got Sergio Vega, you've got Pearson Manville, you've got Daniel Zepeda, Aiden Valencia, Nathaniel Askew, Noah Nininger. Really difficult tournament. Now, I believe for Bo Bassett, and a lot of people are going to tune in for this to watch and see how Bo Bassett is going to fare. To me, I think Bo Bassett absolutely can navigate this field, and I think he is the kind of mindset and ability to not only win the bracket but also win the 2 out of 3. But if he is to do that, I believe we'll look back and say this is the toughest, the most rigorous, the most difficult tournament Bo Bassett has ever won. And so with that, you got to, calibrate your expectations a little bit. He's got Daniel Zepeda in this bracket. Zepeda has knocked off Bo Bassett in the past, one of his last losses in high school wrestling. His last high school loss, in fact. And if you look at Zepeda, he gave Luke Stanich an extremely tough match. It was 8-8 very late in that one. And Luke Stanich ended up getting the win there. But if you watch the back and forth there, it's very reasonable to see how Daniel Zepeda not only could beat Luke Stanich, but also take out Bo Bassett. You've got Sergio Vega, who a year ago had a crazy match with Bo Bassett and in the U20 Nationals, round of 16. It was like a 10-9 final. Bo jumped out to an early lead. Sergio came back. He hit a lace and a bunch of turns and got it really close. And then Bo ultimately won that one. And that's just guys in the mini bracket. Pearson Manville, very tough going to Arizona State. Nininger, Askew. This is a really deep bracket. And then you think about the finals matchup, whoever makes it. And if it is Bo Bassett, you go back and look at these matches and you know where Bo Bassett's going. He's attacking his opponent's right leg 98% of the time, if not a higher clip than that. That's where he's going. And the problems that Luke Stanich gave Bo wasn't on Luke's offense, it was his defense, right? He was able to wait for Bo to shoot, and he did the same thing against Zepeda. Luke Stanich's down block go behinds, his reattacks, especially when you're attacking Stanich's right leg, he is really tough there. And if you watch the match, if you watch the Zepeda Luke Stanich match, if you watch the Bo Bassett Luke Stanich match, that's where he was incredibly successful. And Bo was able to get into the legs very consistently, pretty consistently, far more consistently, I'd say, than Luke Stanich was. Luke Stanich, I don't think, took but one shot this entire match. Everything else was counter and reattacking. And that's not a bad strategy against Bo Bassett because this is a guy who's going to pressure, snap, and fire a lot of attacks. And where's Bo Bassett really good? He's really good at, if you shoot on him, down blocking, running behind, heavy hips, good counter ability. If you can get Bo on your legs, attacking your legs, that's maybe the best opportunity to beat Bo Bassett. And that's how it played out for Luke Stanich. And don't be surprised if you see other wrestlers use a similar tactic. And what else makes this such an interesting bracket is the improvement we have seen in these guys. Because we've seen Aiden Valencia, Bo Bassett, Sergio Vega in the same bracket, right? But now these guys are a year better. Aiden Valencia has 2 wins over Real Woods this year. Real Woods is wrestling in Final X. Aiden Valencia has gotten a lot better at freestyle. Bo Bassett has clearly improved. Luke Stanich made big jumps. And now the big question for me, the big curveball, is Sergio Vega. We did not see him at U20 Nationals in April. This is a guy with an incredible skill set, offense and defense. He can counter score. He's got good parterre offense. Can he keep Bo Bassett off his legs? Can he avoid the easy scores that Bo Bassett can get? Aiden Valencia may be the biggest threat of all of them. He's got the most elite wins. He's got, I think, the best leg attacks at this weight class. But the question for Aiden is, can he put a full tournament together? We know he can knock off really good guys. He's beaten Seth Gross. He's beaten Real Woods. He's beaten many elite guys. But stringing one match after the other and then winning a 2 out of 3 is something that's evaded Aiden Valencia. That said, he's incredibly, incredibly elite. So I think for Bo Bassett to get on top, I want to hear what you think, but I think this will be the toughest bracket he's ever won. And I don't think he's the favorite to win here. I think you have to say Stanisius, but even in the mini bracket, I think it's a 50-50 proposition if Bo Bassett can win this bracket, because he's probably going to have to beat Zepeda and Aiden Valencia or Sergio Vega. Probably two of those three, and that's not even mentioning guys like Pearson, guys like Nininger, guys like Askew, and potentially others who throw their hat in a ring. And it's going to be like a 12-man bracket, so not too many matches, but still a few before you get that 2 out of 3 final. But one thing to mention for Bo Bassett is while we all know his style, and while we all know where he's good and maybe his weaknesses, he is never the same guy tournament to tournament. He's always adding layers. He's adding dimensions. He's cleaning up problems. This is a guy who's very analytical. He's got very analytical coaches behind him trying to shore up his mistakes. And I wouldn't be surprised if he can get to Luke Stanich, and that is a big if. If he can, I think those matches could look very differently. I think he's a few finishes away from really controlling that match. He was able to get to that single leg, and it was the shin whizzer of Luke Stanich and his counter scoring that gave him problems. I think these are solvable problems for Bo Bassett. And I think going into the 2 out of 3, you take the guy that was more offensive. But at the same time, Luke Stanich, one thing that gives him an advantage or that allowed him to compete so well against Zepeda and against Bo Bassett is his physicality. You watch the beginning of that Stanich-Bassett match, it's like a fist fight. The hand fight is so intense. It's so difficult. And Stanich is able to stay in there and engage in that fight from start to finish. So I think it's going to be an incredible, incredible weekend at Geneva, Ohio. I think there's so many reasons to get excited to watch. You know, you've got a lot of different weight classes. But for me, 65 kilogram is the weight of weights. And all eyes are going to be on Bo Bassett, like or not, fair or not. He's the one people are really interested to see. And that's a lot of pressure for Bo, because people, you know, when he wins, it's great, but when he loses, the naysayers and the haters come out of the woodwork, and that's a lot of pressure to carry into every single tournament. But either way, there's so much talent in this. I'm excited to see how they look. I'm really excited to see how Vega, who has been at Oklahoma State the last couple months, how he's been able to train and develop. So many interesting storylines. And remember, this isn't just to win a really tough tournament. This is to get to represent Team USA at the U20 World Championships. An amazing, amazing opportunity. It was Bo on this team last year at 65. He made this team, bringing home a medal. Now he's trying to get back on that team, but standing his way, obviously a very, very tough field. So I want to hear from you. Who do you see as the favorite in this weight class? Who do you think is going to be representing Team USA? Who are some of the dark horses or sleepers you could see winning 65 kilograms? I want to hear from you.